Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe. Click that bell to get me notified every time I post. And follow me on all of my social media. It's going to be down below and on the screen. Today we're going to be making some off-white Air Force Ones with some rope laces. And we're also going to be adding in some heart hoops. So stay tuned. The first thing I did was wash them off with soap and water to my best ability. And I also used 100% acetone to wipe them down to get that factory paint off the top coat or whatever you want to call it. I did the first shoe already, but we're gonna get to the second shoe. And mind y'all, please fill your shoe with something like either the what is it called, the cushion that comes with the shoe, or you can do some socks if you don't have the cushion anymore. This helps to keep the shoe in the right shape that you need it to be in while you're customizing it. Okay, the tools you're gonna need is some painter's tape and then a drill with the step drill bit. Both are from LACES, but I'll link it down below. Next, you need some rope. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I will link the one below that you actually should get. I didn't really care how this one worked. It seemed like it wanted to unravel, so yeah, I don't really recommend this one. Next, you're gonna need some rope or some laces that you can use for the off-white part. Make sure they are able to fit through whatever hoop you're using for the off-white part. This rope came from Hobby Lobby as well. Next, you're gonna need some hoops for your off-white laces. I think these came from Joanns and they might be 8mm. I'm not sure. I ended up not even using those because I found some heart-shaped ones. These are 10mm, and I also got these from Joanns as well. They're so pretty, y'all. Definitely try this. And as y'all can see, I'm the first to do it. Next, you're gonna need some E6000 glue. You can get this from Walmart or any craft store. You're gonna need it for your hoops. Next, you're gonna need some cement glue. I got this one from Walmart, but make sure y'all get the clear one, not the yellow one. Like this one has a yellow tint to it or whatever. You're also gonna need some paintbrushes for the E6000 glue. Make sure you use fabric paint if you need to paint the shoe. And you're gonna need the razor knife thing. This is the fabric I'm using, the Gucci floral fabric. The first thing we're gonna do is measure some tape against the toe box part of the shoe so we can cover that up with some tape. Try to get the tape as flat as you can. I use my fingernail to get in the corners of it. It's a lot easier to do half of the toe box first, so that's what I did. I'm gonna take my razor blade and then cut the toe box as close as I can to the little rigid part or like the corner of it. Make sure you're not pressing down too hard because you don't want to actually cut the toe box. You want to cut the tape so you can have the shape of the toe box correctly and precise. Now I'm going to add tape to the rest of the toe box and cut it out. I just went in and fixed up a little edges that wasn't really too crisp. Now I'm taking the tape off so I can place it on the fabric for later. We're going to do the same thing with the outer side of the shoe and make sure you're getting it as flat as you can around that check. Now we're cutting it along the edges and make sure you're getting around the check mark. It's like you're making a cutout of the check mark. Now we're going to do the rest of this side and make sure you're cutting around the check mark again. Make sure you're getting it as flat as you can as well. And when y'all are cutting, make sure y'all are following like the little curve or the ridges the exact way it's going. Now we're going to take that tape off and place it on the fabric for later. I didn't record me doing the other side of the shoe, but you're doing it the exact same way you did the outer side. Now that we got all our pieces, we're going to cut it out using some scissors, or you can use your razor blade. Now we're going to take our cement glue and we're going to lather it on the shoe and we're going to lather it on our fabric. But make sure when you're putting it on the shoe, you're using a regular paintbrush, not the brush that comes with the cement glue, because you don't want too much glue on the shoe. Now that they're covered with the glue, We're going to place it on the shoe. Make sure you're being careful with this part because you can mess up and it's very, very hard to get that cement glue off. Make sure you're laying the fabric as flat as you can, smoothing it out so you don't have any air bubbles. Once you have it flat, you can take the tape off and make sure you're getting them as flat as you can with your nail around the edges. And once it's flat, you can cut off any extra fabric that you don't need. As you're cutting the extra fabric, make sure you're getting close as you can to the edges of the toe box with the X-Acto knife. And this is how it should look once you're done with that one. Now we're going to take the outer fabric that we cut out and we're going to put some glue around the check mark and only on that little area that the fabric is going to be covering. Make sure you put the glue on the fabric as well. Now we're going to place that fabric onto the shoe. Smooth it out as much as you can. Make sure to smooth the fabric down as close as you can to the edges. Now we're going to take off the tape and make sure the fabric is still smooth. And if there's any extra fabric hanging off of the sides of it, make sure to cut it off with your X-Acto knife. And make sure to follow around the ridges or the edges, whatever you want to call it. I use my heat gun to speed up the drying process. If you don't have one, you can use a blow dryer. I didn't show me doing the inside of the shoe, but you're going to do the same exact step that you just did. This is how they should look after you're finished with the fabric part. Now we're going to take the drill and use the drill bit to make the shoelace holes a little bit bigger to where the rope lace can fit through. Make sure to take your sole out of the shoe and push the tongue under the toe box. I didn't show it, but make sure you're drilling the inside part of the shoelace holes too. Once you get to the bottom hole, please be careful because that is a smaller area. Now I'm going to mix these two together, half and half, and paint the shoelace holes and the bottom little fabric part. And I'm going to paint over any little scuff marks or little things that I couldn't get off while I was cleaning the shoe. But I'm not going to show this part because you don't have to watch this part if you don't need to, or if you're using brand new shoes. I also painted over the stitching as well because it was a little yellow. Now I'm just using my heat gun just to dry up all the paint. I forgot to show me measuring the rope lace to the original shoelace to get the exact size that I need. And I also added on 5 inches to the rope lace. But now we're going to take some electric tape and place it on both ends of the rope lace to make sure it doesn't unravel. And cut off any extra rope that's still hanging out of the tape. Now we're going to push the rope through the hole just like a regular shoelace. And if it's not going through as easy, just twist it the way that the rope is turning. Once the rope is through both sides, make sure that it's even. Now we're going to lace them up like a regular shoelace, and we're going to start from the outside going in. If the rope is not going through at all, just make sure to use your drill to make the hole a little bit bigger. Once you get to that top hole, make sure to go through the inside of the shoe. I ended up tying up the rope like a regular shoelace and put some electric tape on it, and that was to guide me on where I should cut more of the rope lace at. Now we're going to cut some holes for our heart hoops. As y'all can see, I really just eyeballed it from the other side that I did. You're just going to push your X-Acto knife through the shoe. Just make the hole big enough for your hoop to go through. We're going to eyeball the next hoop as well, and just make sure when you're poking the hole through the shoe that you're not poking a hole through the tongue of the shoe. Just be careful with this one because you do have to apply a little bit more pressure because you're going through fabric and you're going through the shoe. With the top hoop, instead of cutting vertical, you're going to cut horizontal. As you can see, you're going to cut a little bit close to the check, but make sure you're not cutting the check. Now you're going to get your paintbrush and some E6000 glue, and you're going to put some glue in the hole that you just made for your hoops. Make sure to get enough glue so it can hold your hoops. Next, you're going to take your hoop and add some E6000 glue on it to the side that you're going to stick into the shoe, and you're going to push it inside the hole. Make sure not to push it too far inside the hole because you want to make sure that your shoelace can fit through the hoop. This is how they should look once you got all of the hoops in. Now I'm about to show you how to lace them up. Once you get the lace through each side of the shoe, you're going to lace them up just like a regular shoe. Make sure both sides are even before you continue. Once you get to that top hoop, you're going to go through the bottom instead of the top. And this is how they turned out. And if y'all need any other tutorial on how to customize shoes, please don't hesitate to let me know. Comment down below and follow me on all of my social medias. Subscribe to the channel, click that bell so you can be notified every time I post. Okay, until next time, peace.